Hi, so in this video we are going to learn how can we transform this data to a long format but using dynamic array. And I do have multiple video on this topic using Power Query, and I'll put those links in the description or in the cards. So ideally what we need, I need just like this. Let me show that VStack and HStack. This part for month January. So that is going to be HStack, expand this one how many times? That is 3 times, and then will be another HStack, so that is expand February 3 times, column 1 shall expand with the same value 3 times, column 1 with January. I hope this makes sense. Just a second. Yeah, I think so. ABC for January, ABC for February, and so on. Okay, so that is my final goal. Okay, and I want to do this dynamically, so I don't need to manually change this formula and for every data set, like I can add another month and this will expand automatically. So that is my final goal, and we will do this using formula. So as a programming perspective, what we can do, we can just get this first row, right, first column, if it's always going to keep the first column, and then what we can do, we can just build up that. Okay, horizontally stack this one with this one, expand this one, and do this automatically. So let me do that, and let's see. So reduce initial value, that is going to be empty string and array. Okay, so ideally what we can do, we can just say this array will be sequence of columns of this data set. Okay, so initially this is my inputs. Okay, so let me write a let statement, let data, and this is my data. Okay, and then I can do header, that is choose rows, and that is data and row 1. Okay, and we can say data only, that is drop, and data drop first row. So if I just see data only, then I'll get the view like this. Okay, so this is data only part. So what we need to do, we need to create a sequence, and that sequence is going to be sequence columns, that is data -1. So -1 because the first column, that is the employee column, and if I see the sequence, I'll see 1 and 2. Okay, I can just say this is going to be in the column A like this. So this is for January, this is for February, right? This is the sequence. So what we can do, we can generate the result using reduce function. Initial value is empty, and then array is going to be my sequence. Okay, and reduce take 2 parameter lambda as third argument. So accumulator, so that is A, C, that is the current, and this is the calculation, right? So let me just find the first call data. First call, I don't need to do anything on that part, so that is going to be data only. So choose calls data only and the first column. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to VStack with the previous result and create a HStack, that is going to be first column data, right? Then choose column, and that is data only, and that is going to be C plus 1 because C is 1, 2. So we need to choose the second column and third column, so that is C plus 1. That's the data, and then we need to expand header, right? So index header C plus 1 to get the second header, and that is the column 1. Sorry, it will be row 1 column C plus 1, and that's the index. And then we need to expand this up to rows, that is going to be rows data only, and then column will be 1 and fill with this data. And if we look at the formula now, it's become very big. Okay, so we get a v stack A, and then we get a h stack. So we get v stack, this is lambda, this is my result, and then result. And let's see. So we get our final result. So A, B, C, A, B, C, and this is the January value, this is the February value, and these are the month name. So we need to just drop this first one, or we can add a header, like let's say we can add a header employee, and the next one is score, and then third one is month, like that. So in that case we don't need to drop that third one if we know the header. So that's our final output using this data and header. So let's consider that if we add a new month, that is March. It's March 55 64 70, let's say, and I just want to update this to F5, and you can see we get the data for March, and we don't need to change the formula. So what we can do, we can convert this into a lambda. So that is lambda, that is data, and that's it. I think we don't need to do anything else. So let me just grab this and go like this, and put that, and look at this, right? So we get a cross tabulated data to a proper data set. Now we can expand this little more. So let's suppose we have like employee ID as well, and we want to keep that, right? So this ID, we want to keep that as well. So let's say 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we want to add one more column for employee ID. In that case, what we can do, we can just take that parameter that is we are doing here, that -1. So we can keep a parameter here as keep first in call, that is 2. Okay, so keep first in call, if that is 2, then we can say this is going to be my 2, and in that case first column data will not be actually first column data, but choose calls, it is sequence, then actually we could use a take function. Let's see, then take, and row will be all, column will be first in column, first column data, and in this one it will be keep first in, it will be keep first in, and I hope this will be first in. Now if I get that, and then what we need to do, we need to update that to include B as well, and you can see that I do have employee, so in that case I need to update this one as well. So that is employee ID, and then this. Okay, so that is employee ID, employee name, and score, and month. Okay, so you can see that we can expand that idea automatically for larger data set or larger cases. So that's it for this video, and if you have any question or suggestion, or if you have any other formula to do the same thing, feel free to comment out. Have a good day.